And I've been thinking lately about the story of Adam and Eve and the apple and all of that. And there's a serpent in the Jungle Book story. And just, seeing that, women bringing knowledge, it's like, yes, it does disrupt perfection, in the sense that it disrupts the cycle. It creates something new, but that is necessary for growth. So we think we want paradise, which means a static thing where nothing ever changes, but we wouldn't know what perfection wouldn't have any meaning for us if we were in it all the time, right? So that's why we're in this world of duality. So so the fall being just like not falling from grace, but it's like falling in love. If there was no separation, there would be no two beings, no two things to intersect and have conflict with and rub against and make new stuff with. So and just the two ways, like, yes, and then if you go too deeply into knowledge, then it becomes a trance and it traps you and it can suffocate you and it can become limiting. But when you can receive it without going into trance with it, then it can feed you, right, and propel you to something different. So yes, just the continuous thing of learning how to be aligned with what is, while being open to create something new, while not getting stuck in the feeling of discomfort or tension that comes. I guess it's more just like, again, appreciating that all this shit that I feel is necessary, because that's what drives the new creations. More cool things. So I was hesitant to go to the movie because I decided last week I'm doing my best not to use my credit card anymore, not to be in debt, to accrue more debt, and which is difficult considering that I'm not really, there's not money coming in. But it's interesting how, it just noticing like the things I really don't have to spend on, and that there is actually money coming in, and appreciating every single thing that is there. So I was hesitant to buy this movie ticket, but I felt like it was important, and I'm really glad I did. And then I went, and it was out of focus at first, and I was like confused because it was a 3D movie, and I was like, maybe it's my eyes, and maybe, and I really don't like missing parts of movies. Like, I don't, it's a piece of art. I don't like missing parts of it. So I didn't want to leave, but so I kept sitting there, and then I was just like, I'm not going to enjoy this movie. Like, this is really bad, and I was the only one in the theater, which was really cool. So then I finally, after like 10 minutes, I left, and I, called the person, and of course they took a while, and I was like, I'm missing the movie. This is annoying, and they probably aren't even going to be able to fix it. Anyway, they did fix it. It was much better, and I was glad. And of course it reminded me of like, I was like, why is this happeing? Like, I take my time to watch this movie, and I'm paying for it with this few dollars I have, and how come I'm not able to enjoy it? And I was like, right, the metaphor of taking the time. If something is not clear, take the time to become clear so that you can actually enjoy the rest of the experience, right? And then afterwards, I ended up getting 2 free tickets to a movie because of that experience. So that was cool. And then the other thing is I had a poster of Framed a couple months ago for the first time. It's the first time I've invested in framing anything, and I finally picked it up today, and it's a painting by Matisse called The Joy of Life. The Joy of Life, and it is of all these like sensual naked figures in a forest of pastel colors. So I'm very happy to have that hanging in my room while I dream of what's next.